Hello, Merry Christmas. This is a story called Magnificat de Profundis. I had always assumed that there were basically two traditions of painting the Virgin and Child, and never the twain shall meet. There is the Italian tradition, which is luminous and otherworldly and richly symbolic, and there is the Flemish tradition, which tends to focus on the ordinary, everyday detail. Two distinct traditions. And yet, take, for example, Duccio di Buonasegna. I think you pronounce that, Duccio di Buonasegna, and his famous Madonna and Child, a classic of the Italian style, in which the baby Jesus, you have to have a look at this painting, it's wonderful, in which the baby Jesus gently pushes away the beautiful soft folds of the veil of his sad and weary mother. It is not symbolic or otherworldly. It is a scene you might see today on the high street. It is a scene of great pathos. It could be Flemish. It's an Italian painting, yeah, but it could be Flemish. In Jus van Cleve's The Virgin and Child, meanwhile, it looks at first glance as though the Virgin, mid-feed, has just had a swig of wine and eaten half an orange and is maybe reading the baby Jesus a bedtime story. But if you look closer at the sleeping infant, again, you have to have a look at this painting. It's wonderful. The baby Jesus looks just like a little man with his feet crossed and his arms spread out. Isn't it, in fact, a prefiguration of the dead Christ in his mother's arms, a pieta? And then if you study Mary's reading material in the painting, if you look very closely, it turns out that it's a prayer book that she's reading, in which 2 pages... Oh, there's somebody at the door. Just give us a moment. In which 2 pages are clearly legible. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to ignore the person at the door. I don't know what happened there. In which it's too early for the postman. I don't know. In which 2 pages are clearly legible. Remember, we're talking about the Jus van Cleve painting here. In which 2 pages are clearly legible. One shows the Magnificat, which is Luke chapter 1, verses 54 and onwards, celebrating the Annunciation, and the other, the De Profundis, which is Psalm 130, which is used in the Mass for the dead. So this is a Flemish painting, but it could be Italian. So there aren't really 2 traditions of painting the Virgin and Child. There is only one tradition, because there is only one way this story goes. Thank you. Do we need to do that again, or just keep in all the mad interruptions?